We are going to go ahead and call our Wednesday, October 2nd, 2013 meeting to order. Welcome, everyone. And item 2, ask for approval of the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? If not, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of last week's minutes.
Move to approve the minutes of last week.
Second.
So moved and seconded. Any further discussion on the minutes? If not, those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of claims for payment.
I'll make a motion to approve claims for payment.
I will second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion on claims for payment? If not, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? The claims are approved. Item 5, we have Seeds of Hope here with us today for an update. So I will just open the floor up to them to give us an update on what's been going on at Seeds of Hope.
Great, thank you for letting us be here today. We just wanted to take a minute to kind of update everybody about domestic violence and sexual assault services in the state of Iowa. Last July, there was some major cuts, and so they decided to restructure services in the state of Iowa. And that meant a lot for Seeds of Hope and Hardin County here. Seeds of Hope service area got split between 2 regions when they restructured. They restructured into 6 regions, and therefore Seeds of Hope was no longer eligible for funding to cover Hardin County. And so the agencies that were eligible to cover Hardin County submitted grants, and it was a competitive grant. And Crisis Intervention Service out of Mason City ended up getting the funding. However, this is a complicated transition, and there has been quite a few glitches with this transition because we have many different grants, state, federal, local. They don't all match up, especially the state and federal grants. So there has been some complications with getting everything aligned and getting everything to the point where crisis intervention can start providing services in Hardin County. So the biggest update I want to let people know is Seeds of Hope is still here. We're still in Hardin County. We're in the same office space. The Board of Supervisors and Hardin County have been great support to us and allowed us to have that office space to provide victims of abuse services here in Hardin County. So we're still here providing the same services, same staff. Everything is the same currently. Originally, they wanted the new agency to start providing the services by October 1st, but because of all the complications, that obviously did not happen. So what our hope is, I'll go ahead and pass around this handout. It kind of shows what victim services are going to look like when this transition is all over. The difficult part is I can't tell you when that's going to be. I can't tell you if that's going to be a month or 6 months or a year down the line. The one side with the entire state shows basically the domestic violence and sexual assault services in the state of Iowa when this transition is complete. On the other side is specifically the region that Hardin County is in, which is Region 2. Mason City Crisis Intervention Services got funding to provide domestic violence and sexual assault services to 15 counties in this region. So they are one agency providing services to 15 counties. Ames, Domestic Violence and Sexual Assault Agency, is providing services to the 5 other counties in this region, the 5 lower counties. One of the things that happened with this restructuring is many domestic violence shelters closed. There was not funding for them, so a large majority of our shelters closed. In our region, specifically Region 2, we are kind of lucky. In most regions, only 1 shelter remained open. The Fort Dodge shelter remained open, which is in our region, but also Ames was able to raise enough money to keep their shelter open also. So we do have 2 shelters, domestic violence specific shelters in our region, where most regions only have 1, or are going to only have 1 when this takes place. We have been approached by Crisis Intervention Service, the agency that will be taking over Hardin County eventually at some point. And both Rob and I have met with the director on several meetings. The good news is she doesn't plan to change really anything. She's offered to hire us on, keep services the exact same, keep the office location the same if possible, pretty much keep all services the same. So we're hoping there'll be minimal changes for people who need our services. Victims in this county, we've been in the same location with the same services for many years. So hopefully we're trying to keep the changes minimal, maybe changing just the name and maybe a phone number or some contact. Our crisis line number will probably change, but keeping the majority of things the same. Like I said, we're getting news every day on kind of what is happening and when changes could take place. Obviously with the government shutdown, that kind of stalls us out with our federal grants and getting those changed. So it may be longer depending on how long that takes. We're not able to subcontract or deobligate our federal grants to the incoming agency while the government is shut down. So we started that process and we're working on that several weeks prior, but we won't be able to move ahead at this time. So like I said, it could change pretty quickly over the next month, or it could still take 6-9 months, a year. So we will continue. Always feel free to contact us by email or our phone number if you have questions or if you hear things coming up. We've heard there's lots of things, people are scared that we are closed and those types of things. We thought we were going to be. We didn't know what it would mean for services here in Hardin County when crisis intervention got the funding. But they have now opened up and are willing to work with us, and we have a lot of confidence in what they plan to do for Hardin County. And we'll continue to come to these meetings as we have more information, especially when the change is really going to occur and we have new brochures and contact information and it is a new name and all that kind of stuff. We will definitely be in contact at that time. But like I said, unfortunately, we don't know when that will be.
Okay.
Any questions that I can answer?
Any questions from the board?
No, but it's nice that through this transition, they're keeping our local contacts. That's big.
Yeah, that is
So-
big because throughout much of the state that is not taking place.
Right.
Many office locations are being shut in rural counties and they're being served with an office several counties away. Many new agencies are using their own staff and not hiring in the old the people who were maybe there before. So actually in Hardin County, it's looking pretty good compared to what some other counties are going through.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's good. Well, thank you for the report, and I hope it keeps moving forward in a positive way that it's going at this point. It is nice keeping it local in our county for someone in crisis. It's in all the changes that's going on, and especially something like this, to have to drive 3 or 4 counties in the situation that they get in seems a little crazy.
Yeah.
That
and
we can't
unrealistic.
keep something more local for people, but I know sometimes a lot of this is out of our hands too. So
Right, definitely. But so far it is, both Rob and I know the importance of having an office here in Hardin County because it is unrealistic for people who are going through crisis to contact someone, in a county next to Hardin County or several counties away, or for an advocate to reach them while they are in crisis. So we are working really hard to make sure that services remain strong and remain here in Hardin County.
well, thank you for everything that you're doing and for being a strong advocate here for Hardin County, and hopefully things, like I say, work out and we can keep you on board around here because it's definitely a help to our county. So,
Thank you.
Thanks, Jamie, Robin.
yep.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you for that report. Our next item of business is item 6, which is our auditor's monthly report. Need a motion to approve that.
I'll make a motion to approve the auditor's monthly report.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion on that? If not, all's in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We have change of status for Sheriff's Office.
Move to approve Tristan Rogner, if I said that right. It's a resignation, permanent part-time.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion on that? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The next one.
Move to approve Rhonda Wood, correctional officer part-time, resignation.
Second.
Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? That motion carries. And the last one.
Move to approve Robert Edward Kraus, hired permanent part-time, correctional officer.
Second.
Any further discussion on that? If not, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? That motion carries. That's all I have for change of statuses.
Yep.
All right. Item 8 is acknowledge the DNR determination on Summit Farms, the Ferris site, which is in Section 8, Providence Township.
I'll make a motion acknowledging DNR's determination for Summit Farms in Section 8, Providence Township.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion on that determination?
This is one where they were just adding 200 pigs to the
Right.
permit.
Already there.
The buildings
Right.
already exist.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Item 9, the homestead military credits to be disallowed for 2013-2014. We can put these all together. That works. Is that correct, Nancy?
Move to disallow the 2014-15 or 2013 payable 14 and 15 homestead military credits as presented.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion on those? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Item 10,
I
We
got the
gotta
other
do
one
the
yet.
214 yet. Go ahead, Lance.
Move to disallow the 2014
Oh, sorry.
payable 15-16 as presented.
Second.
it's been moved and seconded on the 2014. Any further discussion on that? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. That's all of those, right? All right, now we can move on to item 10. We have a request for a letter of support for the City of New Providence application for Heart of Iowa Veterans Memorial Grant. And at this time, we don't have the letter in front of us
He will get it to us and,
By next week, you were saying?
yep.
by next meeting, and then we'll put it on our agenda for next meeting. So I'll take a motion to table that till next.
I'll make a motion to table the grant application letter until next week.
Second.
Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Item 11, we do have a utility permit, I believe. Or somebody, yeah, Lance has it, all right.
Motion to approve utility permit application by Leonardo Wind 3 LLC for construction of a 24.5 kV overhead distribution line north side of R Avenue, Section 11 and 14, Pleasant Township.
Second.
So moved and seconded on the permit. Is there any further discussion on that? If not, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? The motion carries. That was just one permit, Darrell?
Yes.
All right. Secondary roads, anything else going on?
We're just ditching and moving dirt.
You have 3 ditching crews going on
Yes.
right now? Is that what you were saying? Okay. Good weather for it. Yep. They're
Till
staying
the
at
end
it.
of the week.
Until the end of the week, yeah. We'll see if how good that happens. So, all right. Anything else from roads? Any other business in the room today that we need to cover? If not, take a motion for adjournment.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
It's been moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We are adjourned. Thanks everyone for coming.